All right, good evening, everyone. You're welcome to OurTime on the couch tonight. We are coming to you live from the city of Lagos, and we are going to be talking about some of the things we told you about, just catching up on what is happening in Nigeria, giving you guys updates about where we are in our campaign to take back Nigeria from the old cargoes and return it to the path of sanity, prosperity, peace, and progress. So, and also give you an update on our fundraising in general, and that is where we are tonight. And we'll take your questions, comments, suggestions, and also make announcement of pledges where they exist, kind donations, and do general housekeeping. I'll let you know where we'll be next. So tonight, I think let's start by announcing the donations from our supporters. Remember, we have a new challenge in town, and the challenge is that we're looking for 400 Nigerians that can afford to donate $1 million each to us. So it might be, well, if you're abroad, if you can afford about $3,000, that's $1 million plus here, right? And if you're home, it's $1 million. If you want to do this and you don't want to be announced, it's fine by us. We just have to know in advance, and you can send me a WhatsApp message, 0818-823-7529. If you're sending it from abroad, you have to add +234 818-823-7529. So we have some donations tonight, and we want to push quickly on our Zenith Bank account to a 100 million naira mark. Right now, we'll soon announce to you where we're at. The amount raised since last fundraising event, that was yesterday, is 312,000 naira. That's Zenith Bank account. 416 naira, 312,416 naira. GoFundMe, we raised $425 in the last. $1,400,000 naira. That's, and I think about 50,000 flyers to go with it as well. So we're making all these disclosures because for the sake of transparency. So the spending is so that support that's coming. We calculate how much it comes to and make it available, but it will probably be about 3 million naira donation that came in that form. All right. So the amount of money donated since the beginning of the movement campaign till date in Zenith Bank, we've reached 39 million naira, 73,354 naira, 1 kobo. GoFundMe $1,000. That's the equivalent of 36,831,040 naira. So total amount raised so far for the campaign today is 75,904,000 394 naira 1 kobo.
Take it back.
So since yesterday, we've had some very interesting donations from Abalola Ifekayode Moshood 2,150. Peba Michael 20,000 naira. Isagi Osas Egosa 5,000 naira. Fire Oladeji Williams 5,000 naira. Colin Egareba 20,000 naira. Alabi Olaide Oluwaseun 20,000 naira. Olusebuka Damian Obioha 5,000 naira. That has been his third donation in the last 24 hours. Emmanuel Paul 5,000 naira. Bakri Emmanuel Oluwaseun 5,000 naira again. Edu Alexander 10,000 naira, 266 naira. Obomanu Ano Dima, I think this one I know very well, 100,000 naira. Evelyn Eviogene Peters, 20,000 naira. Igavongbe Osagboka Joseph, 10,000 naira. GoFundMe is the last time we checked. Florence A donated $50. Julie Oyefeso, $50. Steph Sean, $20. Fred Iyasere again, $50. Henry Cookingham, $50. Ebenezer Oderinde, $100. Oluwafemi Dayo, $25. Ayobami, $60. Austin Yijen, $20. So our special mention tonight is donation of 50K and above. Zenith Bank is Olamile Kompelo, which is $100,000. Obomanu Arnold Dima, $100,000. And of course, the donors that gave us the 2 buses that we'll be cruising for the next 1 month in case they agree for us to pay the price we are negotiating. All right, so that's the situation from the accounting office. The rest today is catch up on news. The military, Nigerian military, finally came out today and said only 23 soldiers were killed by Boko Haram. But the sad news is that there's also information tonight that Boko Haram attacked again another place. So the military, after all the huffing and puffing threats, they have finally admitted, even though they said initially that there was no attack, that there is now an attack, and only 23 soldiers were killed. Of course, you know, whenever there's war, the first casualty is truth. So we don't know, but that's what it said. Those people who have covered this and who knew what happened said over 100 soldiers were killed. And it's very shameful that this is happening. And I also read somewhere that President Buhari, as a matter of fact, said that if it hadn't been him, Boko Haram would have been worse. So they are no longer claiming that they're successful, but they're just saying that, okay, it's not bad, but it could have been worse. It's a shame. It's the reason I said today at the radio, at the TV show on Arise TV, that apart from firing all the generals who are doing business with Boko Haram, we need to fire the commander-in-chief as well and replace him with a very, very intelligent, very capable commander-in-chief of the armed forces. And that's what AAC will do next year in the election. So we're glad that the message is also spreading. Let's continue to clap for Tunde Ednot on Instagram. Kola Benson as well, Omoyele, who is of our social media persons putting this story out there. Our video showing that we went to Daura is almost 8,000 views just after a few minutes after it was posted. People are eating up our materials. So it's amazing. Great work and great work. Greetings to all of you out there who are pushing these materials out there and standing your ground, because it's not just about staying on Facebook and say something you don't like, you like and you don't like it. No, we are past the period of reaction or reactionary conduct. We have to be there to fight for, you have to fight for the space or the ideas that we want to lead this country to the path of progress and prosperity. You can't just sit down there, somebody writes something stupid, I'll say, and you're just like, oh, I don't want to get involved in ruffle. So you don't say what is right. Because all the people who know what is wrong with this country are more than people who are doing what is wrong, who are causing the problem. But most people who are right don't want to take a position. And the guys who are wrong, they will take a position. Have you ever checked your Facebook page? The guys who are notoriously supportive of these corrupt and incompetent leaders, they will keep writing and repeating. They will make 20 comments on one status update, one person. They don't give up. Bad people don't give up because they know that good people don't do anything. So we need more good people to step forward, step up. Let us finally go after these guys and finish them off and restore our country to the path of sanity.
Take it back.
Action.
AAC.
Take it back. You will sound like I haven't eaten tonight. All right. So we'll take questions. We'll take comments. We'll also take, if anyone has something to say that we haven't said, please let us know. There is okay. So that's where we are, and of course, I'm in love with the WhatsApp group that reaches out directly to me. People are watching. How many people are watching, by the way? We're starting on Twitter today. How many people do you have on Twitter?
We had 23 at the time, but now 19.
Okay, that's our first time on Twitter, right? How about
205?
205. So share. Are they still having problems?
They stopped sending notification. Mm-hmm.
So Facebook is no longer sending notification to people.
Yeah.
Wow. We have to find out what's going on. And also to let you know that Deji Adeyanju is still in detention. I think they made it impossible for him to make his bail conditions today. But Nigeria, people have moved on. They've forgotten that somebody who is merely protesting, who was illegally arrested or mischievously arrested by the police, is still in detention. We'll keep an eye on the Deji situation. If it goes beyond tomorrow, we'll consider embarking on a nationwide protest alongside other lovers of human rights and democracy and free speech. So someone just wrote here, he said, there isn't a red message, I don't know where it was, I can't tell, okay, it was 8 p.m. So the Say Bobo movement is a great movement for the youth and young generation. If we can actually deliver 10 million votes at the election proper, the revolution has begun. Say Hurricane, Omoyele Sowore. We can do more than 10 million votes. Yes, we can do way better than that.
ACN.
It is AAC. There's a new person here.
Sorry, AAC.
Maybe you used to be an ACN. No worry. You're fine. No, don't feel bad at all. It's all right. AAC, take it back. Thank you.
AAC,
Take it back.
take it back.
Action.
All right. There's Sadiq here. Say we should create a unit in every local government. That's true. We want you to lead the unit in every local government. AC.
Take it back.
Thank you. So yesterday, some person made a pledge to donate 800 euros. He never did, right? Did we hear back from him?
No, don't.
Okay. Maybe occasionally people make promises and discover that they can't fulfill it. There's nothing wrong with it. But it'll be good to just see. Let's see who the first donor is tonight on Zenith Bank account.
Donate.
Abdurraham Abdul Salam just donated 5,000 naira. That's the first donor tonight. Clap for him. So also to let you know, we're heading out. We had some changes in our campaigning in the Southeast. So instead of Enugu happening on Sunday, we are now going to do Enugu on Monday. Monday is December 3rd, right? And that will be followed by Onitsha. After Onitsha is Aba. After Aba is Owerri. So it will be 3rd, 4th, 5th, and the 6th. So, and 7th will be in Dallas. On the 8th will be in Southern California, SoCal is what they call them. And on the 9th will be in Maryland. And then we'll return back to Nigeria to continue in the South campaigning. So, if you have any questions, do you guys have any questions? Are people responding on Twitter? Are they commenting?
Yes.
Are they liking?
Yes,
We just want to be sure that they're used to having us on Twitter. Yes. Has it improved the number of viewers? So, interestingly, we'll find out from some Facebook officials what's happening to a header in town, Facebook people. Maybe somebody flagged us and they stopped notifying people about us. We will get to the roots of that matter tomorrow, or starting from tonight. Any other questions so far? Can we check? Questions, comments? Something that should be of interest. What else do we say we're talking about tonight in the calendar? I mean, your headline.
South Israel, given them.
South, so I gave the update already. So let's check if there are comments here. What's the situation with taking telephone calls? Is there a way that this could be made possible?
Yeah, it's possible. The only challenge is people want to call in, so they'll leave the live broadcast and call, except we announce specially to them to use a separate line from what they're watching with, especially if they're watching with their handheld
Yeah, if you want to
devices.
make a call, then you cannot use.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can start from the next broadcast as long as.
But how do we have like a set that can hold calls so that we can also take calls as they come in and we can hold
We
the
can
calls?
work that out. That's
All right. So I tech people get into that business and let us know how things are going. Okay. Whatever happened to that speaker that does that?
Okay. They're asking how youth in universities are being mobilized.
Youth?
In universities.
Well, I think we have a Sowore on campus team that's going around universities. If you want to sign up, I think you can just contact us. It's Sowore on campus. I think they're also on Twitter, and I don't know if they're on Facebook yet. But that's interesting. We should find out.
We have the first question from Twitter. Ogedengbe Philip.
Yes.
What's your plan concerning improving economy and education?
Economy and education?
Yes.
I thought so there are two separate things. We have Spicer Hit. Spicer Hit has a whole section on education, and Spicer Hit would definitely improve the economy, but specifically our way of improving the economy is ensuring that we focus very strongly on providing electricity 24/7. 24,000 megawatts of electricity is the ambitious goal that we have in mind to start with, and to provide jobs in those sectors, in the agricultural sector, in the education sector, where we tend to hire 200,000 teachers, in the health sector 160,000 health workers. In the agricultural sector, we intend to empower, not necessarily hire now, but empower through loans and support system, at least 1,000 entrepreneurs in the agricultural sectors who are practicing modern agriculture. So in 774 local governments, that's about 1 million people right there. So, but they'll be growing stuff. They will be engaging in real agriculture. So as we've always said on this show and elsewhere, instead of buying SUVs, we buy tractors, and bring about, really modernized agriculture that would ensure food security in this country. And of course, you all know that we're the proponent of the 100,000 minimum wage, 100,000 naira minimum wage, which has now been adopted by South Africa. So, we're ahead of us. So, in the education sector, we did promise that we give students study leave of 100,000 per semester, so 200,000 naira per year to every student who is in school and are willing to receive that, and they will in turn return that money to Nigeria if they don't go to work in the public sector. So after your NYC, if you want to work for another 3 years, you're fine. We will let go of that money, but if you don't, you return the money to us with interest. How about that? So that's the education sector. We intend to talk to ASU so that we won't be having strikes anymore. It's very sad now that a lot of students are at home, and people who should have graduated are not going to graduate. It's easier to go to school in Benin Republic and graduate than to go to school in Nigeria these days. Sure. So that's where we are, and I hope that answers your question.
Mr. President, when are you planning to take your campaign to Plateau State?
Plateau State, the campaign calendar should be in front of us. This was, what did they say for Plateau State or the North Central? Okay, people are checking. Any more questions?
Please, I want to know if you have plans for our Almajis begging for money on the streets.
Take them out of the streets and send them to school. That's an investment that we must make. As I've said, Buhari's kids don't go to Almajiri schools. Ganduje's kids don't go to Almajiri schools. Badaro's kids don't go to Almajiri. Atiku's kids don't go to Almajiri. So they send their children to school in London. So these kids are also entitled to the same kind of education here. So 1st of January is the North Central Zone. So around that period, there will be Okene, Abuja, there will be Southern Kaduna, and North Central. So somehow one of these things will reach you in Plateau State between 1st, 2nd, 3rd. 1st of January is the kickoff. Are we not going to do New Year? Who designed this? Well, it's going to be a New Year, no doubt. So yeah, so it'll be anytime from January, will be in Plateau State. It's a caravan. The other day, the caravan moved through Buhari's hometown. They couldn't believe, they're still in shock, right?
Have you sought support from other political parties across the continent, such as the EFF?
We haven't done so explicitly, but we've been having conversations before. For example, I touched base with Bobby Wine in Uganda, pretty nice guy. Also, we did, we wanted to reach out to Julius Malema in South Africa at the EFF, and I'm sure we'll do that in January when we travel that way, back to South Africa. Yes. What else?
95% of the products used in Nigeria are imported. What plans do you have to bring investors to Nigeria?
Not investors, that's contradictory. It's to produce. My intention is to produce. You've heard recently that two foreign banks closed shop in Nigeria. That's UBS and HSBC. And Procter & Gamble is about closing a $300 million factory ahead, because the investment environment here is not friendly, so we can't produce. We're not producing anything, but we want to return Nigeria to production levels that would stop importation of goods into this country the way we're getting them now. You have to get electricity right. There's no question about it. No question about it. So, what else?
What are you going to do with the Biafra agitation?
How many times are we going to address it? We've addressed it many times, but I believe it's so important we must keep addressing it. Our position is that the agitation for Biafra is a cry for justice, and we will respectfully have conversations with agitators. We'll have multi-level dialogue with people. But I think what will solve the problem in the South is development and total inclusion into the Nigerian state. Nigeria has been unkind and unfair to those in the Southeast. And you can see the level of infrastructure, the way they're treated in the country. And we've had this conversation before. For me, it's not an emotional issue. It's very truthful. I have no right to criticize anyone who is saying that they don't want to be part of Nigeria, because Nigeria has been an unjust and an unfair nation state that discriminates against people. So yes, I will talk about it. And I said maybe the first thing to look at is we apologize to the Igbos for the war that killed over 3 million people. Nigeria must do what is right and stop being arrogant. Yes, we have a donation here of 22,000 naira, 562.19 kobo.
AAC.
Let me go into our very short commentary here. People always, I love that song. So when someone is asking if it's really possible for us to overcome 100 days tour for the campaign, this person probably don't know us. We've done already we've done 4 states. We've covered almost. Do you guys remember how many times we reached on this last trip to the northwest? I know we did Kano. After Kano, no, we did the town in Jigawa, Kazuari. After Kazuari, we did Daura.
We did Jibia first.
Wait now, why are you in a hurry? After Kazuari, we did Katsina. No, after Kazuari, we did Daura. After Daura, we did Katsina city itself. After Katsina, we did Jibia, Magana.
No, that was after Kano. The border.
The border was after Katsina. That was Amfara. And on our way out of the place, we did Kwara Namoda. That's 5. After that, we did another town.
No, it was Sokoto.
Before Sokoto, we had another town.
That was Karanamoda.
Karanamoda, okay. So 6, Sokoto made it 7, right? And I think we did more than that. We probably stopped at another place. But we've done 7 towns already in 4 states. So 100 is nothing. It's because you are dealing with old politicians who cannot move around. That's why you're wondering why we can do this. Anyways, that's good to know. So we've already done, we're actually less than 100 at this point. So we're left with 93 to go. So it's possible. So somebody is asking if we can reduce the salaries of senators to 200,000 naira per month in a country where there is no roads, no light, water, and without allowances. I think everybody should be on the minimum wage, 30,000 naira per month. You will see how the minimum wage will go up quickly. Yeah. Good day, my able president. Please help me appeal to make Akure indigene diaspora to reach out to AAC grassroots campaign crew in Akure. They are really working hard. Few of us in diaspora are making contribution, but not enough. If you are from Akure in Ondo State and you're in diaspora, they need your help. We'll link you up directly with them. They are working very hard in Akure. That's what we did yesterday with the guys who cried out in Ogun State. So maybe every night, wow, there's a picture of a woman here who is pasting posters with, look at that. People are working very hard in Akure. Thank you so much. I think that's Steve.
Action.
We're working very hard there. So if you're from Akure and you want to help directly, we'll put you in touch with them. So someone who just said good evening, God be with you. That's nice. Let me check if we have. So somebody's asking, when are you visiting Edo State? Please.
On the 4th of February.
4th of February is Edo State. I think we should pass through the place on this trip, just the caravan. Edo is our home now, so we're comfortable in Edo. Comfortable there, and then we're supposed to have a 1 million man march in Edo.
On the 19th of January.
19th of January, 1 million man march in Edo has been planned. Good. You guys have sharp memory. I'm trying to see if we have anything from GoFundMe already tonight so far. No. Yes. GoFundMe was so active yesterday. You know, GoFundMe does this thing where whenever there is a lot of activities, they'll give you an hourly, summary. So we're getting so much yesterday. We're getting hourly summary as well. Fantastic. So, what else? Is there any other question?
Why is your minimum wage not applying to the state level?
The federal government provides direction, but the federal government cannot force states to pay the minimum wage. If we could, definitely I will do so. But here is what I'll say. We will make sure that anybody that is at the state level is made to understand that that's what is desirable. And when we increase the tax collection rate in the country, which will put us at 15%, whatever is collected at the federal level will be shared to the state. But, trust me, apart from the federal government doing what is right, the state will also require a level of activism that will force these state governors to be responsible. Because even at 18,000 naira, which is available, they are refusing to pay. They rather divert the money to buy mansions and do all kinds of stupid things. So the country must be ready to force and shame them into paying the minimum wage that is applicable to the federal level.
So someone is asking here, my president, do you have any plans to campaign to churches with large congregations? We
do. Any church that makes themselves available to such a conscientious intervention, we will love to come to the church. As a matter of fact, tomorrow, 12 noon, I think we're going to attend a meeting organized by Northern Christians for new presidential candidates in Lagos. I think it's at Sheraton Hotel. So we'll do that. Any other question from I can go ahead and read. If you don't have questions, there's always questions.
Someone said, "Sir, will you cut your allowances as president? Will you reduce your motorcade as a president?"
I will. I personally don't think that there's so many stupid things that we do as presidents in Nigeria that I will cut off. One, if a president is traveling, he shuts down the highway on both sides. Sometimes after he has arrived at his destination, the road is still closed. Right? I was in Ghana at a particular year, in the place I was staying in Ghana. The president of Ghana, I think it was Kufuor.
No, Kufuor.
Kufuor. Not the current one. I think it's John Kufuor, the one before this one. He had a 2-car motorcade, one in front and one in the back. He doesn't even turn on his siren when he's coming out in the evening. It was so ridiculous that one time a taxi ran into the president's motorcade. In Nigeria, the president of Nigeria is traveling, they have to close the airspace. He's landing, they have to close the airspace. It takes a plane one time to take off. As soon as it takes off, open the airspace. We don't even need to close the airspace for a presidential jet. For what? you can put enough security on the side if you're so crazy about security. The moment the plane lands, it goes to the presidential section of the airport and you highlight and you go home. Carry your wahala, go. Don't disturb other passengers. The same thing with the number of motorcade. I've seen a presidential motorcade in Lagos before under Jonathan, and I counted 100 vehicles in the motorcade. They were just going piam, piam. The first group came, and after the president had left, there's another group that followed. It's complete waste. In terms of allowances, of course, any unusual, especially the Aso Rock feeding allowance, 1 billion. What are we eating? In the US, the president of the most powerful country in the world, the president of the US pays for his own food. It's deducted from his salary. Except in situations where the president has an official engagement. But at home, you can read it. Michelle Obama wrote a book about it, discussing how they have to pay for their food. So they have to ration what they eat. And you cannot go and bring amala and fufu into White House. So it has to be that you eat what is available there, but you must pay for it. So that will make you caution how you eat anyhow. It's the same thing we need in Nigeria. Do you have any more questions? Does that make you happy? I mean, if we can be paying for our food, the president will not have stomach like this. He'll just be perpetually hungry. And when you are hungry, you work better because you want to work and eat. All right. Take it back. Somebody just reached us and take it back. Good evening, Mr. President. I most commend your braveness, and you are the kind of leader we need in Nigeria. May Almighty God guide and protect you for us as we go into Aso Rock Come 2019. Frank from Germany. AAC for life.
Take it back.
AAC.
Take it back.
Frank. Mr. President, please, what preparations on concerning taking along known musician along with you? At least to definitely boost knowing that you are known by the people. So someone like Africa, China, Idris Abdul Karim, please can you talk to these people at least? We'll talk to them. But the problem with our musicians is that not all of them, they have become commercialized and monetized. So if you don't have money, forget them. But we've seen some of them. Sheun Kuti particularly is our friend. He doesn't ask us for anything. And he's a great musician, right? So take it back, no going back. By action, we're taking it back for better. Okay, this Muyiwa in Tripoli. It's interesting, they have better internet in Tripoli than in Nigeria. And Libya is at war, supposedly. Thanks for the response. I'm Oluwatosin Fawemi from Glasgow. Oh, Glasgow people, I remember you. Thank you so much. They were very nice to us when we visited Edinburgh and Glasgow in Scotland, right? So, I think we have a donor fatigue tonight. Donations have dried up. Can you guys donate inside here? Any more questions, comments?
My President, what are your plans concerning the FRSC about prolonging the renewal of driver's licenses?
I don't know why that is happening, but these are some of the things I say all the time that the president of the country should not even get involved with very mundane things. I mean, how do you prolong collection of driver licenses for months? I don't understand it. Driver licenses should be given out as soon as you reach the driving age. You go to the motor vehicle office, your eyes are tested, you take some physical, your writing test in most cases, and then you do a driver's test, and you get your driver's license. You can get the temporary one at first, or you can get a learner's permit, and then it should not last long. How long is it going to last now?
I don't know how it lasts.
2 weeks?
3 months.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, that's not going to happen under our watch. That's what I can tell you. It won't take even a week. All right? What else?
There was an interesting question from Larry Oba, and he said that there's a spirit in Aso Rock. How are you sure the spirit won't enter you when you get there?
Listen, I don't want to be comical, but me too, I'm a spirit. Right? If I enter Aso Rock, every other spirit will vamoose. Yes, I will go there and sanitize the place. But you don't have to stay in Aso Rock. It's one of the things I've said, part of our problem is that we live in these gigantic mansions that we don't need, and when we hear echoes from the side where we don't live, we start thinking it's spirit. Why don't you just live in a 3-bedroom apartment, that has a conference room and a few things attached to it? You are fine. That way, spirit don't have space to be roaming about inside the place. But in case there's a spirit there, the spirit can wait for me. Spirit go jam spirit.
Takeitback.
On Twitter, people are asking for the manifesto. I think this is their first time.
This is the first time they're hearing from. Our manifesto is Spicer Hit, and you can find our manifesto on Sowore2019.org. Sowore2019.org. Yes. The manifesto is there. We broke down everything till the level you can't even imagine.
As a question, sir.
Yeah. What's the question?
Do you intend to bring back the Nigerian kobo currency?
No. Kobo currency. I don't think it's necessary. But maybe I would say that we'll leave that to our economic team. But I don't imagine us carrying kobo around. I've not seen it in a long time. Anybody seen kobo? I think there's a generation that I've never seen kobo before. Are they still in circulation? In circulation.
It's not in circulation. They always pronounce it. It's not in circulation.
Can you still find it?
Yes.
And you can buy something and give kobo.
There's no fine.
They give you balance and kobo.
Give you your balancing.
I'm heading to ShopRite tomorrow. I need kobo. I need to go and get the kobo on top of the donations they give me.
So, Obed NG is asking you to explain restructuring, your plan for restructuring. On Twitter.
Obed
NG.
So Obed, thank you so much for your question. Our plan for restructuring is first and foremost to take apart the Nigerian Constitution as we have now, which is a fraudulent document produced and imposed upon us via Decree 24 by the Nigerian military in 1999. So beyond that, we have Nigerians all over the world to come together and talk about the future of this country. And whatever constitution we create from that kind of a very, very important meeting will be subjected to a referendum, right? And that will become a legitimate constitution with the imprimatur of the Nigerian people. So under the sun at that time, everything restructurable will be restructured in the country. But in my view, I do not believe in the current restructuring agitation because it is driven by people who do not have the mandate of people, young people particularly, 70% of them in Nigeria, for whom the country should be restructured. I'm not against restructuring. I love to have a state police, including even a local government police. I love for us to decentralize power as much as possible, make states and local governments do more of responsibility, have the federal government do less. I love all of that, but I do not think that the current agitators for restructuring are doing it for me and you. And I've been saying this for a long time. If you're in doubt, I do not believe that you want to restructure Nigeria and your candidate for presidency is Abubakar Atiku. That's what the restructuring people have ended up with. And since they chose Atiku as their candidate, we are not hearing much about restructuring anymore. Everybody is now articulating, no longer restructuring that, Well, that's what will happen. Somebody said on Twitter that he thought it was, I think it was on Facebook, they said he thought it was a joke. I was too funny by saying that Atiku will sell Nigeria on Alibaba. Alibaba is a website where they sell stuff, right? And I mean
AliExpress.
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 There's
Alibaba is a comedian. AliExpress.
No. there's-
Alibaba is actually the website.
Chinese
Yeah,
version.
yeah. You see, you have not been buying stuff. You have not been buying stuff from Atiku. That's why you don't know Alibaba. Alibaba is where the other day we found INEC. You can actually buy INEC cards. INEC PVCs are already available on Alibaba. What I'm saying is that Atiku's first major pronouncement since he became a presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, or Papa Civic Peking as they call it, said he wants to sell NNPC. You know, he wants to sell 90% of NNPC. And who do you think he's going to sell it to? Of course, Atiku. So the 10% they'll just put it on Alibaba. You know, put your universities on Alibaba. What I'm trying to say is that they will sell everything that they didn't sell before. Under Obasanjo, they sold a lot of public enterprises. They sold Nitel, sold Nigeria Airways to ARIC. Give away price, you know, it's shameful. And they claim that what they're selling will be used to build public institutions, support education. Where is it today? They just sold it to themselves, you know, at giveaway prices, stripped all the public institutions sold, and we don't have anything left. All right. Well, we are doing well. 312 viewers, even though they're saying Facebook is no longer giving notification. I'm not aware that Zenith is around. Yes. So, well, there's a donation from Zenith Bank. It's just slow tonight, but you know, donations are coming in. Actually, I see 4 notifications on Zenith Bank. Or Ajibade Olamide John donated 5,000 naira. Innocent Olawale Isukwi donated 20,000 naira. Eniola Folari Adebanjo 30,000 naira. Okay, somebody non-vex. Yeah. And this is Mafuiton Margaret Omoyele. You know Margaret Mafuiton Lere. She don't vex. 100,000 naira. Thank you, Margaret. We love you.
We love you.
Yes, she said we love you too. So hello, Mr. Sowore. My name is Adegoke Ojubanire. I just called you from Texas. I'm one of the believers in the new Nigeria and have been following you for several months. And I also campaigning for you in my little capacity. However, I became concerned at the point along the line, and I will seek an audience. If you can take some time out for your expected busy schedule to hear me out, God bless you and God bless Nigeria. All right, we'll save the name and call the person back after the show. Thank you so much, Mr. Adegoke Ojubanire. We'll try to address your concerns. Let me see what we have here.
Can you read the Zenith account? We can't type on Twitter, so we need you to read.
Okay. If you're on Twitter, our Zenith Bank account where you can make a donation is 100 602 3871 100 602 3871. So how many people are watching on Twitter now?
We had 30 at the time, but now it's 26.
Okay. Twitter people, please keep watching. This is our first time. I think there's still very chill towards it. So Larry is here. Say good evening, Mr. President. Just donated. Don't announce my name. Oh, I made a mistake of announcing your name. I'm so sorry. Wow, thank you so much, Larry. I appreciate it. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I really apologize. I was just so excited to see your donation because you have always kept faith with us, you know.
Read it one more time. They made a mistake. They didn't get the account.
The account number is 100 602 3871. 100 602 3871. So account, please. Somebody's asking for account, but I see it. Yeah, the account is 100. Let me write it down here. 602 3871. All right. That's Zenith Bank, right? Thank you, our person here. Please check was like someone has taken down the Sahara reporter's recording of the debate between you and Shitu. Can somebody check? That's not possible. But if this is the case, we'll replace it immediately. So I'm so sorry, Larry, for what happened. Good evening, Mr. President. This is from Barrister Felix Oladunjoye. I just want to ask you this question. I hope you are having enough rest. I know there are jobs to be done in order to take back Nigeria, but sir, you need to have enough rest too. May God continue to renew your strength. Yes, we've been resting. We're supposed to go to Dubai this weekend. We didn't go, so I mean this time around we're supposed to be in Dubai.
You have the video on YouTube.
It's still there. Okay. It said, why is Mr. Jollof not joining you in the campaign, and why is he not doing campaign on Instagram too? Somebody should get in touch with Mr. Jollof and find out what's happening. So Olamide St. Louis, when you become president, what do you think about demonetization of our currency? That will help to weaken Boko Haram and the old politicians that already stole our money, not to disturb your government. Well, somebody should break it down to my level. What is demonetizing? Do they mean that we should change the currency, the colors?
I think they're talking about devaluation of the naira.
Is the value of the naira already not terrible? Well, maybe he'll get back to me. Please, Mr. President, my two brothers and sisters are waiting for you. They need to see you face to face in the place for more votes. I will come. Thank you. We are with you, bro. Please introduce national identity card into your campaign, because country without national identity card is just like a banana republic. We said we will introduce national identity card. We've been discussing that, yes. We won't call it national identity. I think we'll call it national card. Or we call it the Niger card. What's that?
Demonetized.
Oh, demonetized. Somebody went and Googled this. Thank God for Google. To withdraw the status of legal tender from a coin or remove it from circulation. To declare ineligible or worthless as a medium of exchange. I think what the person is trying to say is just change money, change your money. Maybe the color. Buhari did it before. They changed naira. So if you are hiding naira, you have to bring it out. It was too expensive, People no longer keep naira at home, so if you demonetize, it doesn't matter. It's in your card these days. In Nigeria, we are in love with titles. I hate the so-called honorable title we bestow on those in the house. Why don't we refer to them as representatives like they do in the US? It is so ridiculous. And I hope you'll not be having bloated cabinet with special advisors and senior special advisors. It only happens in Nigeria. Yeah, I don't like the titles. When people see me and call me honorable, I hate it, though. They call me Your Excellency. There's nothing excellent about any politician in Nigeria. So, Efosa, AAC Takeitback is one of our donors. Efosa, Adebayo here. Adebayo, will you give us the number of people watching on YouTube, watching on Sowore 2019? And that's what he did yesterday. We had over 500K views on that video. Oh, that's the one between the minister and myself. We'll find it. We'll bring it back. Don't worry. Okay. Let's. Somebody's telling us that our Northern campaign was super. They liked it. What we did in Kano. So they said this guy's funny, they said Kim Jong-un is waiting to buy Nigeria on Alibaba.com. Wow. YouTube live update tonight, we have 97 watching on Sowore 2019, 227 on Sowore YouTube. Interesting. Who is in charge of that YouTube? Are we?
Yes.
Okay. Please, my president, what are you going to do about Nigerian passport? Because the cost to get passport here in Europe is too much. Well, we'll look into it and make sure that you are paying the appropriate price for it. No cheating. All right, so we have one person donating from Zenith Bank. It's a 5,000 naira from Q-Teller. Q-Teller doesn't tell the name, but you can tell us your name at 0818-823-7529. Thank you. All right, people, so no more questions? Look at this, a question here that says, what would be your plan about road tax and vehicle insurance in Nigeria? Road tax, I don't think we need to introduce new taxes. What we would do though, or should do, to consider seriously is, as soon as we fix our roads very well, to have toll gates. But our toll gates will be such that you have two sides to it. There's the express toll gate, that's if you have the tag, you don't stop, you just drive through. It deducts automatically from your windshield, the tag. And if you don't have a tag, then you can go and queue up and pay to someone physically. That's what they do now everywhere. I think they do that in Lagos too. They like here at Jaya Road too. If you buy the tag, you don't need to see somebody, right? So it's already in Nigeria, nothing new. What else? So Facebook is not giving out notification to. If you are getting notification when we come online, let us know, because we want to take on Facebook tomorrow. We want to be sure we understand why this is happening.
Joseph said he just donated 5,000 there.
Joseph, okay. I think I see a notification from Zenith. Let's go there. That is Akintoye Shakiru Akonji, 10,000 naira. So I think Joseph is the one that just donated, the one that I mentioned earlier.
It's a question.
Go ahead.
Do you feel Nigeria is free from colonization on paper? From Instagram.
That's on paper. Nigeria is decolonized on paper. But in real life, we're still like a neo-colonial state. Absolutely.
Would you reduce the Senate and Reps payment if you win from February?
I'll do everything to make them collect what they're entitled to, which is, instead of the 30 million naira they are collecting, they are only entitled to 1 million naira, 100,000. So we'll fight it out. I have some notification coming from Sunday Paul Adebayo, 5,000 naira. Please, someone should take comments from YouTube, because so many comments there and people are complaining that you are not taking their comments. Oh, who has access to YouTube? Yeah, sorry about that. We should get if we don't do it tonight, we don't get tonight, we'll start tomorrow. Sorry about that. I just found out tonight that we're pretty popular on YouTube. Hello, Mr. President of Nigeria. It's Olugbenga from Ontario, Canada again. The guy that connected you to Nice. Oh, I just sent a second $50,000, 3,000 naira. As promised. Oh, wow. I'm actually watching now. What plan is run for the dead textile company and Nigeria refinery? You haven't been reading my messages. I'm so sorry. Well, we're reading it tonight. Thank you. Giving me a round of applause again for the 50,000 naira. Thank you so much for the textile industry. As again, we can revive them. We went to the north, and when we were with VP Rabiu Rufai was showing us places that used to grow cotton. They don't grow anything anymore. So we revived the cotton growing areas of the northern part of Nigeria and use that to revive our textile industry, which employs a lot of people. instead of letting China import even our Ankara onto us. This is okay. So
YouTube.
this is YouTube. Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Mr. President. My donation is coming from December 12th. This is a Ras to James. VC Media. Okay, it said 238 now watching. If we had been paying attention to them, more people would have been watching on YouTube. Yeah, Chukwemeka Okonkwo, what do you think, what think he wanted to say about demonetization is actually removing some zeros from our naira? Okay, e.g., 10,000 naira reduced to 100 naira. I think former central bank governor Soludo tried that, but it didn't work. They did it in Ghana too, demonetization. But it's a little confusing with demonetization and using that to collect money from corrupt people. Hope Nero, what about the campaign in Edo State? Fresh Kid, Mr. President, I so much believe in you, the man for the people. Tolu, look at it. Any plans for merger with other aspirants with like minds? Yes, we're still discussing it. Wow. Yele, what's on your plan for the vehicle identification? Amazing. So just, President Sowore, we are praying for you and Almighty God will empower and protect you. Thank you. A lot of people on here, so, but I think...
Question on Instagram, sir.
What?
On Instagram.
Okay, what's it?
What do you think about Buhari's death hoax, and what do you plan to do?
I think we officially addressed that we're not part of that whole Abdul Jubril of Sudan hoax. And I think it's died now. It's died a natural death.
Yes.
Our position is simple. Whether it's Buhari or Jubril, we want to defeat them next year. Chicken up, go back over.
What do you plan to do on public health care?
Public health care, I think we discussed that extensively. Oh, this is Instagram people. Public health care, we said we're hiring 160,000 health workers, investing massively in fixing our hospitals, bringing about telemedicine, and creating an insurance system, institutionalized insurance system, so that people can, be insured through deductions. And you can also get drugs available to anywhere in Nigeria if you need it through technology. We've touched on how we can use drone to send blood to accident victims wherever they are needed, or hospitals even across the country where there may not be available airplanes to take them there. They're doing that in Rwanda. A lot of things technology can do if you stop voting for analog brain leaders.
How do you plan to break colonial trade treaties?
Let's be specific with that question, then I can answer it. Which one are we talking about? We're talking about discarding trade treaties that came during the colonial era. I don't know of anyone right now on top of my head. So
treaties that don't benefit Nigeria.
Well, they will have to go out of the window. Hello, Mr. President of Nigeria. Okay, this is Benga. It said, well, let me go to Zenith Bank again. Okay, someone has struck on Zenith Bank again. They said, this is Salama Chimeshi Osuji. You remember Salama too? Yeah, Salama. Not Salama, but Salama, who I met in Australia. She's just made a donation of 100,000 naira.
AAC.
Take it back.
Take it back.
Action. Tebesenga Kenneth Odisi just made a donation of 5,000 naira. Okoronko Chukwemeka Joseph, I think that's the person you were talking about, just made a donation of 10,000 naira. So just to let you know, when we came on board here tonight, we had about 500,000 naira left. We are now at 922,000 naira, 612 and 12 kobo.
Takeitback. Action.
Thank you so much, everyone. All right. Any more questions? Any more questions? I'm going to go to WhatsApp and read. You know, I love reading from these WhatsApp people. They follow us a lot, and they're like, "Oh man, I've made another." I made another boo-boo. Shouldn't have mentioned somebody's name. I'm not going to mention the person's name, so shouldn't have announced. So sorry. They asked me if I'll be at the Lagos Marathon. Yes, I'm planning my Lagos Marathon. And it's not too late for you to sign up and be part of my Takeitback team. We're going to make t-shirts specifically for us. And we'll raise money to buy sneakers. So if you want to run, but the stickers will only be given to people who are running, not people who want to go to party with it.
Takeitback. Action.
Someone says, I'm sorry, the person I mentioned your name shouldn't have. Shout out to all our AAC staff and volunteers. I'm happy to inform you all that I'll be on ground 2 weeks to put more pressure on our grassroots campaign. Will be everywhere. This is Kolade reaching out to us. Hello, Kolade. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kolade.
Yes. Regarding health, any emergencies should be attended to first, regardless of their financial capacity. If such people can't pay up their bill, the hospital should record it on their tax application for the next year. Great advice. Instead of detaining people who have recovered by hospitals, we can do a situation where if someone is owing, hospital bills, the hospital can claim it as tax credit. Yeah, it'll be good, but it could also be subjected to, some, abuse if you're not careful.
Someone is asking, what are your plans for Ilorin? And when are you coming there?
You know I love Ilorin, so Ilorin is Saraki's hometown. One of the things that we credit ourselves with is the fact that we liberated Kwara State from Saraki in the last 1 year. Now, Saraki started from wanting to become president, ended up as becoming a campaign director. Can you imagine?
So, what are you going to do about Ajaokuta?
You got that question too. That's from Matt Adebayo.
From Instagram.
Yeah. Ajaokuta is on the cards. We want to find out how obsolete or possible it is to revive the place before we start making it. It's the kind of situation where we have to get in and find out what's on the ground before we plunge ourselves into it. That's a Ajaokuta question. I need to capture the hearts of Owan West in Edo State. I want to reach out to someone there. I want you to reach out to someone there. All right, send us the contact person. We will reach out to the person.
When is Edo rally?
Edo is in February, but we're making some moves. We have a 1 million man march on January 19th. Yeah. What's your plan concerning Nigeria Airways? Is it the one on Facebook? No. We said we'll set up our own airline for Nigeria and make Nigeria an aviation hub for the entire African continent. So it's not just an airways. I want net. So there's an actor, but I don't know if you guys saw it. There's an actor who went to Turkey and he did a video. He's this actor who's always playing hard guy on home movies. His name is Johnson or something.
Dwayne Johnson.
No, this is a Nigerian actor. I know you guys know more American actors.
The man is not Nigerian.
No, he's a Nigerian actor. He's always like, I've seen him in some local movies where he acts like I'm Robert.
And it's not Kevin Kendrick.
Is it Kevin?
Yeah.
Yes, I think he is. He went to Turkey today, and he was going crazy. He said something that's very funny. He said there are countries with air and there are countries with airports. I remember watching him, and he said Turkey has an airport.
Nigeria has it.
No, he said then you should mention the countries with air with no port. So Turkey is a country that started almost the same time as Nigeria. We were the same place many years ago. And look at now, to travel anywhere, it's preferable to even go through Turkish airline. And There was a time that Nigerian Airways had 27 aircrafts, including, DC-10, which was, the best aircraft at that time. All of them. At the point they started selling the engines.
Oh,
Yeah.
spare parts.
It's not spare parts. They deliberately started selling the engine. Yes.
What programs would you implement to ensure kids of low-income parents can afford Nigerian universities?
Mr. President, I've been calling the chairman of River State but not picking my call. Right here in Bonny, I have not seen any president of AAC yet. If you get him, sir, please, can we take note of that to put that person in touch with... So yes, Mr. Olatunjoye is saying, he's telling us the name of the actor, Calvin. Yes. Okay, what's his last name? Ikeduba, yes. The guy he was losing his mind today in Turkey, where he saw airports. What will you do about the immigration passport office with evidence from the Ikeja office who collect from customers 50,000 for urinate, or 50 naira for urinating and 100 naira for defecating in their toilets? Immigration office.
Yes.
Wow.
Even the driver license office.
Okay. Driver's license. So to use the toilet, you pay.
Yeah.
Can anybody send us videos of this event? Maybe we should send people there tomorrow. Just go there and say you want to use their toilet and pay. Record it and send it so we can use that on Sahara Reporters. I don't work as Sahara Reporters anymore. I mean, for now, but we can reach out to them.
So, question.
That's a shame. What's the question?
Tomide Peters on Instagram, how would you choose the team you would work with? When the power comes, it won't be just about you, but the integrity of those of your cohorts.
You know how to answer that question. You know a guy named Malcolm Fabi? Yeah, you guys saw him yesterday and everybody is wow. This is one of our team members who's visiting for a week. He's been on 2 shows. One of Sahara Reporters or Sahara TV, and he was on Nigeria Info yesterday. And people are talking about him. Sound people, right? We have a lot of them around, including Zainab, of course, including someone across from me who's not happy today, including someone there, including the lady at the back who's trying to play music. Yeah, including all the people in this room. They are better than the people without WAEC. Better, way better. All right, I want to go to check if... good evening. Okay, Mr. President, can I send my uncle to your office to get some flyers because he said they have not heard about your party? They reside in Sangota. Sangota people, we link you up with our people yesterday. Get to work. Yeah, you can send your uncle, no problem. Good evening, sir. I'm glad to be alive to witness this, and I'm very sure you'll be our president come 2019. Been following you since 2009. I love you so much. I want to call your attention to an Arabic institute called Makaz at Agege. If you can meet with Sheikh Habibullahi Adam Abdullahi Alilori, he's a man of truth, and I'd love you to get in touch with him because millions of Muslims are under him. Thanks, AAC. Takeitback action. May Almighty God grant our efforts with success. Amen. Can we make sure that this Alilori, you know him?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you put us in touch with him? Everybody has said he's a good man. This is the second time I actually heard about him. So Zainab is going to make that happen. Thank you for that contact.
Someone is asking here, what's your plan for Lautech University of Mumosha?
Lautech, we're going to close down the place over exorbitant school fees. No, I think we discussed it when we went there that the federal government will take over Lautech.
Yes.
That's what's going to happen. Under our watch, we'll take it over. President, come 2019, please confirm if you received the 10,000 naira I donated through Zenith Bank. I want to be sure if you do so I can send more. I live in Canada. This is Mama, she called herself Mama AAC. This is Mrs. AG in Canada. Thank you so much. We received your money. Thank you. People are excited about you, Mama AAC in Canada. All right, people, let's check if we have anything, nothing in Zenith Bank at this point. I want to check if we have received anything so far from GoFundMe. GoFundMe is doing 10-7. I want to close actually pretty early tonight. So far, so good. No GoFundMe. But we will. I'm sure the GoFundMe people will come. They come in the middle of the night after work in the US. What more questions do you have?
From Instagram, when is Ondo State rally holding, and what will you do to address contract staff in Nigeria?
Contract staff?
Yes, foreigners have been given too much space and they are turning us to slaves.
I think we addressed this several times already. That will apply the same rules elsewhere. You can only be a foreign staff in Nigeria if Nigeria cannot find someone qualified to take the job who's a Nigerian. That would be the rule. Most of the contract staff they're talking about are products of immigration corruption. So they bring in people who can do welding. You're telling me that you can't find a person who can weld in Nigeria, even underwater. If you can't find somebody who can weld underwater in Nigeria, train the person within a year, they'll know how to do it. But the immigration department is always colluding with oil companies, colluding with all kinds of people to bring in contract staff. They use contract staff. For those of you who may not know, contract staff brought from outside or expats are the easiest way through which foreign companies take money out of Nigeria illegally. All they just need to say is, oh, we're paying our staff, we're paying them back home. Those staff don't get paid that money ever. Every money we make, that's meant for Nigerians will be kept in Nigeria. All right? One last question.
What policy changes or preventive measures would you implement in order to keep Nigeria safe from religious and ethnic violence?
When it comes to religious and ethnic violence, a lot of it is, there are all regular security challenges that other countries confront without even labeling them as religious or ethnic violence. Because most of it is pure criminality. When people go out and riot for no reason and they start burning houses and security agents don't intervene, the part that has an upper hand will do it for a while, and the side that is overrun will go and look for arms to fight back on another day. But when security agencies do their job, when you have internal proper law and order and policing in the country, you don't waste time. When people can't get away with it and they get prosecuted for getting it, for killing or committing crimes, you won't have what we have in places like Plateau or Benue and other areas where civil internal strife occasioned by religious tension and conflict has torn Nigeria apart. Leadership is what is necessary to intervene, and the one with strong will.
When is Ondo State campaign?
Who's checking our calendar?
1st of February.
1st of February, Ondo State people. Yeah. The rally in Umo is sure for December 6th. That's Owerri. December 6th is Owerri. That's Diala, Mwemeka. We've lost the
When will you
YouTube.
visit Delta State?
Delta, somebody look it up for us. We have a calendar, a beautiful calendar, very interactive calendar. What did you say?
Okay, December 21.
Somebody said they just sent $100 through GoFundMe. We haven't seen it. They heard us reading from GoFundMe and saying that nothing came through GoFundMe. But they just said they sent it. Let me check GoFundMe and see what it says. So, on Zenith Bank, we're at 922,612. If we can reach 100,000, I'm sorry, 1 million naira. My goodness, I'm missing it. Million naira tonight, that would be great. Otherwise, I think it is 3 minutes ago, Japheth King donated $30 on GoFundMe. So, and Lucky Idialu donated $100. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's very good. So that puts our GoFundMe at $103,010.
Takeitback.
Action.
Takeitback.
Action.
I'm trying to. So, is there any other question out there we should know?
No. Instagram. So. Please, how do you think of connecting Nigerians in India for your campaign?
Yeah, we were invited to India at the point. I was actually looking forward to it. You know, it would have been great to go to Bombay or Calcutta, but we didn't hear from them again. But we can do so virtually. Maybe one of the things we should do is to start having this Facebook Live that is concentrating on, okay, we'll take somebody from India, you know, take somebody from Holland, take somebody from South Africa, and, you know, and a call every night.
So we have a question on YouTube. Sir, from speculations, are you going to sentence corrupt politicians or mandate all of them that are stolen from the nation treasury to, as a matter of urgency, come to invest in Nigeria?
To matter of urgency, come and invest in Nigeria? That to me sounds like oxymoron, you know. If you are stolen, we don't ask you to come and invest, we take the money from you. And then you face the consequences. You can see my eyes now. The politicians know these things. They are running head tasketa. What else? Do you have any other questions? Any other question? Suggestions.
Please make yourself more available.
I'm trying to. On what?
Local TVs.
Yeah, we've been doing that, but we can't force ourselves on the TV stations. We can only go to TV stations that invite us, right? Because we don't have money and they're afraid of what we have to say, which is the truth. We don't get invited as we should. Anytime they invite me, I go. But can't wait to take on the bad guys. I mean, politicians. Somebody asking a question that makes you feel uncomfortable.
Mr. President, will you buy modern equipment for the military?
Absolutely. APCs, armored personnel carriers, instead of holy vans, you know, or Hilux vans as they call them.
Question, sir. What are you going to do about the increase in population in Nigeria with a parent who has more than 11 children?
You're talking about my mom right there. You know, I think Nigeria is coming to terms with population control, and we just need to revive those areas now to make people understand that having kids you can't take care of is not good for you. And you know, so population control is something we look at it holistically, taking into consideration our culture, our healthcare system, and every other issue that is important. As I said somewhere before, and which was considered a little controversial, a big population is not a bad idea if you use it as a resource. Like, I mean, China's population is good for China. Indian population is good for India now. So why is Nigerian population not good for us? It's because we haven't developed our people over these years. Yes.
Where is the vice president?
Where is he? You don't want to get him started. It's very good, feeling good. Where you are, Bona Sarah. Love you, and we want you to come back. It's live? It's watching. They say he's watching. His name is Bona. His nickname is Bonacera. And you know, and can we bring him on?
Let me try.
Yeah, let's try and bring him on. Let's assume that he has credit. Our poor vice president. Yes. We can have him for a few minutes before we close.
What is the number one priority on your first day in office should you become president?
Huh?
Your number one priority on your first day in office should you become president?
Number one priority. I don't have number one priority. Every issue is a priority. All those 10 issues, Spicer hates are a major priority. Probably security, electricity, education, health. Everything is a priority. Food security. Everything is priority.
What are your plans to ensure kids of low-income parents can afford universities?
We just talked about making sure we don't introduce school fees and giving study grants or support to students. So if your parents can afford university, at least the government can give you some grants to go to school. No question.
How are you going to solve electricity problem?
Spicer heat, power, 24,000 megawatts of electricity, producing it through energy mix of renewables, gas, hydro, coal. There's several other ways of bringing electricity that we'll discuss extensively. Various. Let me go with the I have a problem with China Steve. They don't mention your name deliberately. Interesting. They invited us this Sunday. Hopefully, they haven't cancelled. So we'll let you know if they cancel it. Then that will mean that we have a problem with them, or they have a problem with us. We don't have a problem with them, but they might. Your Excellency, greetings from New Delhi, India. I'm a huge fan of yours, and I keep praying daily for you to ascend to that position. Ask the question on Instagram how to connect Nigerians in India for your campaign. If you give go ahead, I think I can assist. You have our go ahead, please assist. Right? This is our friend from New Delhi.
Dr. Foy is not accepting the request.
It's not accepting. I told you the guy doesn't have
But we
to.
can call him.
We can call him, it's true. But if we call him now, fine. What if you do not accept calls as well?